My name is Lynn. Welcome back to my channel or whatever. Or if this is your first time being on my channel, what's up with you? Now that you're here, you're probably not gonna leave again. So what I do on my channel is introspective commentary, for real. Or I'm like reading my poetry, which is also introspective commentary, but I'm reading like super old poetry. And responding to it in present day and just documenting how my paradigm has either changed or evolved, expanded since. So with that being said, I'm an author. I write, edit, format, and bind all of my books. I either saddle stitch it. If it's too long of a book to saddle stitch, I perfect bind it. So right now I have 4 books out. Yeah, so that means another one's been added since my last video like a month ago. My Holy Trinity, Mother-Daughter, Baddest Bee is Eternity is Right Now. That's a poetry book that's beautiful. All my books are beautiful. Gang Shit Only, a gang of poems too lazy to publish themselves. And then Ass Out. And that's a concept book. So I think I'm the person that invented a concept book, period. I ain't never heard nobody else. They might have another name, though, for what I'm about to describe. I don't know. Which is, I got it. Okay, which is, it has poetry, it has original art, like sketches or paintings I've done, and it has diary entries in it. And so that's why I call it a concept book. The concept is, showing my ass because that's what it's given. But my newest book is called Just a Theory, Not a Threat, and that's a shadow work book. And honestly, the tea with shadow work is that a lot of things, like people that commodify shadow work and shit. First of all, I have a shadow work series on my channel. The link will be down below, 222, period. Link is down below, so go ahead and check that out, because shadow work is not what we think it is. It's not what people's act like it is. You are not meant to be trying to purge aspects of yourself and discard them. It's all about integrating. Like, your shadow will resent you if you continue to purge and discard and act like you don't need it and you're too good for it. It's going to resent you, and then you're going to self-sabotage. You have to integrate. Period. And that's what my book, Just a Theory, Not a Threat, is. It's about integration. 9 phases that continue, period. Anyway, that's that. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, though, because I don't Photoshop none of my pictures on Instagram ever in my life. Have I ever Photoshopped any of my pictures on Instagram? So, you safe over there if you got body dysmorphia like me. And subscribe to my channel and like this video and share it. So boom, I just opened my pastels. They're so pretty. I haven't even used them yet. Also, this is my brother and my childhood friend. This is like, my mom was coming around to the idea of having an altar, so integrating, basically. Anyway, I'm going to be coloring throughout this video because I really want to color, but I also really want to film. So I just wanted to talk about, based on my morning read, I read tarot. So if you want to book a reading with me, also that link will be in the description box as well. But I've been studying tarot since I was 13. I'm 25 now. And so, yeah, period. I read tarot. I can show you my spread that came out today. Hold on. Can you see it? Beautiful. There's a theme to it, clearly. The color scheme. It's purples, cool tones, and then the warm tones, reds and yellows. So it's a lot of crown chakra present, a lot of root chakra present, and then the theme between the two is there's some heart chakra and then some solar plexus. So I'm gonna color inspired by my tarot spread. I'm also getting over a cold, so I still have a cough. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna color. I don't really want to sketch. I just want to color. I'm gonna use my hands. I'm gonna use pink first. Both of them. So I was thinking about what I could title this video, and it's giving mind over matter, and how like a lot of spiritual concepts are being weaponized in the West, where people think that like what you think you create, and that's not like what you think it. Like a thought is a thought. You know what I mean? A thought cannot exist nowhere else but in your mind. That's the only place a thought can exist. Once you speak it, it's no longer just a thought. You feel me? It's a conversation, it's a dialogue, it's a monologue. But it's no longer just a thought. I'm saying that to say thoughts, which in this context can be synonymous with prayer, is not gonna change the material reality that we live in. Not even on no Debbie Downer stuff. The only thing that can change the material reality that we live in is action. Taking action in the material world, spiritual people, in the 3D. I'm talking to people who understand and people who have been hoodwinked. So recently, not even recently, it was actually a few months ago, I had a night out and my drink got spiked and I had to vend the next day. And the next day I woke up, I literally was like pissing out my butt and like sweating, and I still was loaded. Like I still felt high and like my body was really sore. But at the end of the day, the place I was vending at, I had went there for the first time almost exactly a year before. And I was in my first trimester. Right now I'm 6 months postpartum. But while I was there the year before, I was talking to my partner at the time and I was like, I want to vend here. Like I want to sell my books and paintings here. And they were like, that would be really dope. Like you should look into that. So fast forward to a year later, I have the opportunity to, the night before, I still had a good time, but it was just a lot. And I ended up still vending anyway. Like the people that I was supposed to vend with decided that that wasn't like something that was like in alignment with them anymore after the night that we had before. And I remember feeling like, it's still to this day, like, you know, the only way to get what you pray for is to demonstrate that you can handle what you pray for. And the only way to demonstrate that is to embrace what you pray for when it shows up. And that's why I'm making this video called Mind Over Matter, because a lot of times we intellectualize things and we be in our head about shit and we do what just sounds right. Like it sounds sound-minded to be like, you know what, I had a rough time. Maybe I should just hold this space and just sit really still and just give myself time to recover. But it's like time is never gonna cease to exist. So you can have time to recover after you after you embrace what you already prayed for. You feel me? Time to recover is never going anywhere. That's the whole mind over matter thing that I want to talk about today. And I want to relate it to why I feel this way is because I am an organizer. And lately, I've been like, I'm a tenant organizer for people that don't know. So a lot of times we see online about things about getting organized, and you have to be organized and to like combat things like capitalism and stuff of that like nature. But there's never any like how or like what does it even mean to be organized, because a lot of times people are being mobilized and they feel like that's organizing, and it's not giving that. It's like you are being organized when what you do is going to have a material outcome, right? So I'm saying that to say, like, protests. I've been involved in different protests, and they don't really have any power, because you can protest all you want, and then like the material will remain the same. The material reality will remain the same. We've been protesting the White House for Palestine since October 7th of last year, and it's only getting worse because protests are not what gets anybody freedom, and protest is not what like liberates people. People are not liberated through protest. Here in the Western world, we are taught that we are liberated through protest, and despite us constantly protesting and not getting a liberation, like, we still believe it, because we don't really have a concept of getting organized, and that's because we don't have a concept of commies in the Western world. We don't have a concept of like ideology here, and we don't have it here because it's not in America's self-interest to give it to us. Like, obviously, if they did, then there would be no U.S. Then we would actually have change. So yeah, I'm saying that to say thoughts and prayers will only get us so far. So when I talk about how I pray to be able to been at that exact place and sell my art, like anytime I have the opportunity to make money from my art, I take it. That's on like my childhood self. My childhood self has so much pride in the fact that I get paid for my art, because that's something I ain't never seen nobody do. So coming from where I'm from. Anyway, I didn't even know if that was possible for a while as a kid. Like, I always thought I was gonna have to feature in somebody else's art to get paid for it. So whenever I have an opportunity to get paid for my art, I seize it. And then I feed off of it energetically for a while. And I just keep creating new things. So anyway, I'm saying that to say, your thoughts don't create your reality, your actions do. And you can have a negative self-talk, and the only way to combat that negative self-talk is by positive action. It's not going to be you have to start thinking positive thoughts to take positive action. No, that's just going to be an internal battle, because then you're refusing to integrate. The integration is having a negative self-talk and then taking positive action anyway. That's what shadow work is about. If you do shadow work correctly, that's what you will be about. And that's the integration. The integration is not perfection. We will never feel 100% based on the perception of what 100% is that we've been given. You understand? So I'm saying that to say, especially like Black dark-skinned women, we are socialized to, if we cannot put our best foot forward, if our best foot forward is not the best foot forward in the room, don't even show up. That's how we socialize. But that's not the truth of how we deserve to live our life. Like, you're gonna get whatever version of me come in that motherfucking room, but I'm in that room because I prayed to be in that room. Do you understand what I mean? Like, that's so. Yes, mind is over matter. Yes, 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 that much can be true. But everything is not of the mind. Nothing really is. Reality's not. Reality's not what you think. Reality is what you do. And so the reality is you can have a negative self-talk and still do great things. That's why we have such beautiful artists in the world. They be depressed as hell. And then some of the most like complex artists in the world who have given us such beautiful art do dark shit. Do you understand? Like, it's the integration. People are integrated. And what we see with the portal that Cat Williams has opened up is the integration of people. We see people like P. Diddy who have been loved for decade after decade, and all they've ever done is spew hate. And here's the thing. The motherfuckers integrated. That's how they got away with the shit for so long. They're so integrated that they never hid who they were. They've always been as heinous as they are and as evil as they are out for everybody to see. We've seen it on reality shows with the nigga. Everybody who's ever been in proximity to him has told us for decades. And for decades, we've still made a conscious decision to love them as an individual, not understanding that what we love is the integration of them, the audacity. It's a lot of audacity for worse. So when we talk about audacity for the better, we're gonna have to talk about ourselves, because that class of people, they always have audacity only for the worse. The ruling class, the capitalists, the richest people, their audacity is straight from the devil, nigga. So, saying that to say, I'm just coloring. I haven't just colored in so long. This is so nice. I mean, not the coloring itself, but just the act of coloring and tarot and YouTube and being an author and being an organizer. Is like, well, I'm actually embracing myself. I no longer tolerate myself. I embrace myself. Yeah, that's what shadow work does for you, nigga. So with embracing yourself, that means that you can show up to things without being perfect. Like, me showing up to Vin means that, like, I'm giving myself permission to show up not feeling like my best self. That doesn't mean I'm not worthy of selling my art and having a good time just because I'm not my best self. That doesn't mean I'm not worthy of being visible because I'm not my best self. And it doesn't mean that I'm not worthy of having audacity because I'm not my best self. If these evil monster ghouls don't teach us nothing, it should teach us that maybe we are worth having audacity. If the most evil people in the world can, maybe a nigga that's just out here trying to function, just do right by the hood and by themselves and by their family, can have just as much audacity. And then what kind of world will we live in if we embrace that? You know what I mean? I ain't type shit. So I don't know who needs to hear this. Yeah. Mind over matter, but what's in your mind don't matter. You can still do great things. You have to decide to do great things. Not only decide, but move on it. You have to move on it. You gotta move on it. You gotta do it. Because that's, right now, that's all that exists. And all you have to show for your existence is what you do, not the thoughts that you think. Nobody's gonna know the thoughts that you thought. Because a thought can only exist in your mind. So, anyway, I'm almost finished with this. I'm just like putting down the colors that I see, the colors. You know what I mean? I'm putting down the colors I see. When y'all see this, y'all gonna be like, no way, that's what it was given. I'm putting down the colors that I see. Hold on. But anyway, I'm saying that to say, look, move on with your life. Always move through it. If you go around things, that lesson's gonna come right back around. If you go under things, it's always gonna hang over you. Yeah. And the only way out is through. The only way to get out of a bad state is if you go through it. If you sit in it, then, well, you just sit in it. That's it. So just don't sit in the shit. Don't sit in your shit. Take your shit to the streets. Show up with your shit on you. Show up shitty. Like, just because you deserve to. You feel me? Because that's radical. Understand? So I hope this video makes sense to somebody. I was just really freestyling, no script, you feel me, type shit. Subscribe to my channel, period. Subscribe to my channel. Why are you playing games? The games that you don't want to play is not the games that I'm on. Subscribe to my shit. Like my videos, share them with people, because when I talk about stuff, I talk real life, and it's not just a concept. If you are into spiritual things and you only understand the concept, do you not get the concept? You come to this channel to learn how to act on it, period. And you come to this channel to really learn how to see it for what it is. Like, this shit ain't no fairy tale. This shit ain't no walk in the park, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's not what it gives. It's not what it gave. It's not what it is. You understand? So anyway, I'm gonna show you the colors that I've just mushed together based on the tarot read that I have, and then I'm about to do some affirmation and yoga based on the colors that came up in this reading. My name is Lynn LaShawn. I'm an author. I write, edit, format, bind, saddle stitch, all of my own books. Link in the description box, 4 and counting. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on X. Share this. All of that. All right. All right.